my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. This Auburn crowd trying to conjure up a little magic here on third down. He's looking to pass. Gets it to him on the screen. He's past the 30. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
They'll move the wide receiver. Little touch pass to the receiver. And some room to work. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. So now it's second and long. Looking for a gap. It's Moulton. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D-linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. He gets the job done on third down. They move the chains. It's at the 37. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Hawkeyes will have it first and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Buying some time. Nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. Touchdown, Auburn! And they turn it into a defensive score.
Man, that's the way you execute on offense, man. You keep your foot on the gas. Try to make this a two-score. You do with that touchdown. This offense executing beautifully. The defense is going to have to find something in the second half to get some stops.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. They'll try to put something together, backed up a bit, starting at their own 13. This guy can throw it. The throw. And they couldn't connect on the deep shot. Let's see if things get worse. There's a flag on the field. Which way is this going to go? Looking to throw. Rushes on him. And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket. Nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Boom. Makes the grab. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And the Hawkeyes need their binoculars to find that line to gain here on third down. On the run, deep down the right side. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum.
And the quarterback's trying to make a play, right? You get outside the pocket, you try to get your feet set, you try to make one of those big secondary plays, and he doesn't do it. Now sets himself up for his defense to fail. Even worse, you turned it over, you made a mistake, but now on your territory, defense is already in a bind.
He'll take a deep shot here. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Taking it the other way. Bulldozes his way through. He's out of bounds after a really nice game, but there is a marker on the field. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. ready to boot it deep to start the second half. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Brings it back out to his own 29-yard line before going out of bounds, and his offense will have the ball there. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws for the tight end. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. They'll have it at the 49, just across midfield, 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28.
This is so great to see, and it's such a big part of the evolution in college football today with spread offense, up-tempo, RPO game. QBs have got to be great with their ball mechanics in the play-action game, and you saw a great example of that right there.
Now the toss. He gets just inside the red zone and goes out of bounds at the 19.
Just really solid play by this offense. Nice job. Whatever the defense gives you the option, they're trying to make you roll. The problem is, defensively, you got so much to cover. Nice chunk game. Just remember, that quarterback can also stick his foot in the ground, get north-south, and make plays, too.
Here comes the heat. And he fires a dirt ball. Man, oh, man, would he like to have that pass back.
The defense has the lead, and they're playing like it right now. They are pinning their ears back in these passing situations. They're not worried at all about the run game. They're just getting up the field, and they're getting to this quarterback.
They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. That'll be enough for a 1st down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. The Hawkeyes pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Looking downfield on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Gill. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. And the Hawkeyes want to crank the tempo. He wants to throw it. Pocket breaking down. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
I like the decision by the quarterback there. It's only 1st down. It's not there. Throw it away. Live to play another day.
Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Now on the option. He'll toss it. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Hawkeye! Excellent pass by the back on the option.
Defense has to do a better job with their assignment football, trying to slow this option play down. Someone has to account for the dive, the quarterback, and the pitch man. That time they were missing the pitch man outside, and that's why he scored.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Coming out with it, it's Cobb. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Leaves it with the running back. Shows him the stiff arm. They knock him down, but not before he gets it out to the 21-yard line. Pick up a 4. Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Wants to go up top. Sets up the screen. They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the 1st down.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that 1st.
Wants to throw on 1st down. Finds his man. It's Alston. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. He might want another play. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Picked off inside the 20, and they snuff out the threat. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
Man, these defenders practice this all week long. It's locating the football with your eyes. Great job being in position, but also, how about getting your head around and locating the ball in the air so you can go up, pick it off for the defense.
Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Rides the back on the option, the give. There he goes. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the first down. Leaves it with the back. His junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Gives it on the option. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the pass.
He's loose. Oh, he's headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa. How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
Anytime you've got a successful run play on the ground, you've got to have great blocking up front. The offensive line, receivers, everybody doing their job, and that helped lead to the home run.
The extra point is up and good, and we are tied up in the fourth. He'll bring it out. It's Simmons. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Offense changing the play. One back in the backfield. He gets the carry. He'll get it up to about the 32-yard line before he's stopped, and it'll be first down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got...
It's loose. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Man, what a blow for this offense. You got the football in the fourth quarter, a chance to go take the lead. Now you turn it over. Your defense is going to have to go out there and step up for you.
Rides the back and leaves it. Just enough room to gain a couple down to the 34. The clock stops as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the game. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? He'll ride his man on the option. The pitch. And they'll bring him to the ground after a short gain.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle. But they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
Out of the shotgun on third down. Catch in the middle. It's Anderson. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are threatening on first down.
Man, this quarterback is going to have to be deadly accurate here in this 2-minute situation, right? And that's really what he's had to be all game long. He hasn't had a lot of yards because the coverage has just been so tight. He's had to be pinpoint perfect. It's been hard just to find completions, no doubt. That's going to be the same thing here in this 2-minute drive.
Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
I'm not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block that. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Gives it on the option. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks for the first down.
Well, that's nice by the running back there, showing you his experience and his self-control, because a lot of guys would have tried to bounce that football to the outside, but he understands the assignment. We're in the middle of the field. We need to stay in the middle of the field to give our kicker the best field position and angle possible to go and kick this game-winning field goal.
They'll run it on 1st and goal. Back's going for the goal line.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves in a position to win.
Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. It'll all be decided right here, win or lose on this kick. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. And it all comes down to this: make or miss, win or lose. And it is good. Splits the uprights on the chip shot. You're going to hear guys after this game say, got to work harder, got to be more intense. You know, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets. And it seemed to me that's what happened out there today.
Yeah, it just never really got into a rhythm for this team. There's no doubt they've got a lot of very talented players on both sides of the ball. So, David, I don't think this is a situation where they need to now freak out and try to reinvent things on either side of the football. Just being in better rhythm early and trying to find that in their next game, I think, would go a long way.
Yeah, and it's just finding a couple of those plays. What do I do really, really well? Let's continue to build on that. Let's take away these negative plays. Let's take away these turnovers. How do we create more turnovers? I think that rhythm you're talking about, Jesse, finding those things that I do well, building on them, and doing more of them.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.